it out and takes a snap. Looks right, back to the left. It's a screen. Helton's ahead for first down yardage. Goal line, touchdown. Shift into cover 3. Fumble.
Picked up by Bedford. Rizzo with the touchdown.
Looks to throw it again. Looks to his left. Delivers over the middle. Oh, it's picked off. It's picked off. Tyler Farrell. They fake it to Rizzo over the middle. Open. Showed it. He's got it. He's at the 10 to 5. He's in for a touchdown.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stellos Stadium here in Nashua on a rainy Saturday evening. This is the final Division I game of the weekend. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munstertiger, and we're about to bring you a clash between the 1-1 Cardinals of Bishop Guertin and the undefeated 2-0 Bulldogs of Bedford High School. Corey, a real character building game last week for the Bulldogs. They had a rough start, couple of turnovers early in the game, caused them to fall behind 14-0, but some exciting action, including a touchdown at the end of the half with time expired, tying the game up. It's propelled the Bulldogs to a 35-14 win last week.
Yeah, character building.
21, I'm sorry.
Character building is absolutely correct. Those types of situations pop up throughout every season. You have to see how the team reacts. You have to see how they bounce back from adverse situations, especially like they experienced last week up in Maine. They did come out with victory. They did respond well, and hopefully they had a good week of practice and they're ready to hit it hard tonight. Tonight, rainy, dreary, 60 degrees, if not high 50s at kickoff here. Not necessarily the most ideal playing conditions, but this is actually football weather. These are the types of games that players love to play in. It's always memorable. Down here, Stellos Stadium in Nashua, ready to kick off at 6 p.m.
This is an artificial turf, so no problem with mud, but how slick does a turf like this get in the steady rain?
You know, the footing should be fine. You know, you see the rain is draining off of this quite well. Last year, I think we were down here for 1 or 2 games where it was torrential downpour. You could see the water puddling on the surface. Not so tonight. So the footwork should be fine. Footing, traction, all should be good for them. The only thing that you do see in other sports is the ball here, other than in the squirt, wobbling kind of kicks, and as it hits the turf, it might slip in awkward directions. So something to watch in the kicking game, especially kickoffs, punts, and then obviously the snap to holder in any kind of field goal or PAT situation.
Now, we did have a chance to speak with the coach earlier this week, but because of time, it was a fairly lengthy interview. We're going to save that for the halftime of this game, so stay tuned for that. But I do have some statistics from last week. Jack May going 16 of 19 for 237 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, threw 1 interception early. On the season, Jack is 22 of 27, 325 yards, and 5 touchdowns. On the ground, Brody Helton continues to do Brody Helton things. Last week, 18 for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. Total for the year, 31 carries, 328 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then on the receiving end, Peter Suazo leading the way with 8 receptions, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns on the year. Peter had 2 touchdowns last week against Thornton Academy, 5 receptions for 109 yards.
I mean, some of those statistics are just crazy, especially Helton's rushing. I mean, last week you said 178 yards on 18 carries. That's nearly 10 yards per carry. Just give it to him. He's going to get near the first down marker.
It's hard to stop a train. It's hard to stop Brody Helton, too. We're waiting for the coin flip. Both the teams are on the field, ready for a kickoff here momentarily.
Captains are ready to walk out to the midfield X there. They'll meet. They'll talk it over. We'll see the coin toss. See who will get the ball first and be ready to go. Bedford, again, the visiting team down here at Stellos. They're wearing their away white jerseys, black pants, black helmets, of course. Black numbers on those white jerseys. Bishop Guertin in their home uniforms. Looks a lot like the Green Bay Packers unis for everybody at home. Green tops, yellow pants with stripes, yellow numbers. Both teams looking sharp in their unis this evening.
We spoke with the coach, too, about this, basically what he called the road warrior couple of weeks here for the Bulldogs. Have played 2 scrimmages on the road. They've opened their season with 3 road games. And they have yet to play at the cozy confines of Bedford High School Stadium, so they can't wait until next week when they get to host the Goffstown Grizzlies. In fact, that's going to culminate Goffstown Rivalry Week. All week, Bedford will be playing Goffstown teams. On Monday, it'll be field hockey. On Tuesday and Wednesday, girls and boys soccer on Tuesday. It'll be volleyball on Wednesday, and then football on Friday. All Goffstown all week next week. And, of course, all those games will be on BCTV. And we'll have the football game for you on BCTV 8 and 1072, as well as Bedford 105.1 radio.
You mentioned the Bulldogs come in with a 2-0 record. Of course, they had their opener against Nashua North right here in Stello Stadium 2 weeks ago. Came out with victory 35-3 on that one. And then last week, traveling up to Maine, coming out with victory against Thornton Academy. The Cardinals come in with a 1-1 record. They lost to Nashua South in their opener 21-15. And then beat Goffstown last week 28-20. Getting them to even their record at 1-1. We are in the stadium here. We're ready for the national anthem, so we'll rejoin you on the other side for Division I football action.
The national anthem at Stello Stadium on this rainy day. Are we about to have the coin flip? I believe we are. So we're a little behind schedule here. Kind of muddle our way through here.
Captains walking out with the officials. Connor Flaherty, Bennett Matthews, Noah Casamasino.
And for the...
and Matt Caruso. Excuse me, that's not Matt Caruso, that's Jake Sheff.
And for Bishop Guertin, Sam Fayed, Cole Reeves, number 77, Aaron Shimalecki, and number 27, AJ Holmes on the field as captains.
Chatting things over, making sure that today is a clean game, both sides of the ball. It is an action sport. It is a physical sport, so play hard, but help your opponent up after you knock them down. Toss is up in the air.
Bedford
looks like,
because they're the road team.
It looked like Bishop Guertin might have won the toss. It'll be down to our left, and they will receive.
So Bedford likes to get the ball for the second half, so everything worked out the way they wanted it.
Captains back to their teams. Little sizzle, little pop, little energy shown. Coach's last thoughts before this opening kickoff. 12 minutes are on the board in this first quarter. We are just about ready to go. A lot of umbrellas in the stadium as it is a light but steady rain.
BG, of course, coming off a come-from-behind win last week against those same Goffstown Grizzlies that Bedford will face on Friday, coming up next week. So they're riding high as well. Both teams coming off victories.
Appreciate everybody tuning in this evening on 1072, as well as WBNH 105.1. As we close into kickoff, teeing it up on the 40-yard line, the Bulldogs will be kicking away. Zach Petrie doing the kickoff duties for the Bulldogs. The senior kicker, 5'10", 155, has done a nice job early this season.
Petrie had a good year. I mean, he's hit pretty much everything. He did have one blocked last week against Thornton Academy.
That was a field goal attempt or a PAT?
No, that was an extra point.
Okay.
No, Petrie has yet, or the Bulldogs have yet to attempt a field goal. All touchdowns so far.
Here's the approach. We're ready to go. Squibber down the middle. Bounces a few times and fielded at the 16-yard line. That's Ryan Connolly out to his right side, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line, where the Cardinals will start this game on offense.
Bulldogs gave up a 80-yard kickoff return last week against Thornton Academy, and of course that is an area that the coach would like to see tightened up. They gave up some long returns on their first game against Nashua North.
Nathan Bowen ready to start things off for the Cardinals. Two backs to his right side. He takes the snap in the gun, hands it off up the middle left side, out for a 5-yard gain to the 30-yard line. That is A.J. Holmes on the carry.
And Brody Helton plugs the hole for the tackle.
2nd and 5 for the Cardinals. Bowen checks his wrist, plays on his wristband, looks to the sideline, gets the play call. Split right, tight end is left, flanker's out left. He looks out to that left-hand side on a quick stop route. It's incomplete, short, as he one-hopped it for the intended receiver, who was Alex Dolan out there on the left-hand side to the wide side of the field.
Yeah, the ball looked like it might have slipped out of Bowen's hands. Didn't really look like he had control of it.
Little overshift to the right-hand side here on 3rd and 5. Quick little toss to the man in motion, weaves his way around, gets some daylight, now to the 45-yard line. That's Dolan again. That actually counts as a pass for Bowen as he tosses it forward to Dolan coming around. And he did nicely to pick his way through a few different tacklers for that Bedford defense. They'll mark him at the 44-yard line where the Cardinals have a 1st and 10.
Dustin Westcott with the shoestring tackle. They're probably saving a touchdown for Bedford.
Flag on the play as they get ready to start that 1st and 10 from their own 44. I believe we have a false start. We'll wait for the signal from the referee. Dead ball, false start. They'll march him back 5 yards, back to the 39-yard line, where it will be 1st and 15 for Bishop Guertin. Calling out the signals in the gun, slot left, slot right. Quick pass to his right-hand side. Little stop route for Cole Reeves. Picks up 4 yard lines back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe 5, so they'll call it 2nd and 10.
And the tackle by Dean Poltrinari. He's on the spot as soon as the catch is made.
Poltrinari coming off of that wide receiver out to his left, saw the ball in the air, broke off his coverage and came inside for that tackle. Nice job by Poltrinari. Some shifts pre-snap. Bowen ready to get things started. takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's going to keep it around the right side. Gets a little daylight, out for a decent gain. He's out of bounds at the Bedford 47-yard line, just a yard short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And a great block there by A.J. Holmes to seal off the lane for his quarterback Bowen to get around the corner.
So 3rd and 1. Cardinals bring in a couple of extra linemen. Bulldogs will stay in their 4-man front. Might put 9 men in the box. No, they march up one of their linebackers up to the left end here. Little toss, flip, chase down from the backside, and he's short of that first down. Well done. That's Jake Sheff chasing him down from the backside. As that was Cole Reeves coming on a little end around. Didn't fool anybody, and Sheff chased him down from the backside. Well done.
So no gain, maybe a little bit of loss right there. 4th down, BG's going to go for it here.
4th and 1 on the Bedford 47, just a yard to gain. Looks like they're in a wildcat kind of situation. No, they do take it under center. It looks like they might try the hard count here as Bowen is under center, checks his wrist. We'll take a timeout on Bedford. So Bedford takes a timeout. 9:48 to go here in the first quarter, 0-0. First drive by the Cardinals, first drive of the game. They've marched out from their own 25-yard line across midfield and now face a 4th and 1 in Bedford territory at the 47.
You know, BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are easier to access than ever before. Just download the Bedford Community Television app. It's free on both Apple, iOS, and Android Play Store. Just download the app and enjoy BCTV programming live and on-demand anytime you're on your phone or tablet.
All right, once again, the Cardinals back out. Heavy team in there. Going in motion. They're going to do the tush push right up the middle, and it looks like they have the first down as they get forward to the Bedford 45 is where the spot is. So they move the chains. First down, Cardinals.
Borrowing a little playbook, a play from the Philadelphia Eagles, of course. The brotherly shove seemed to work.
Seemed to work indeed as they move forward for 2 yards on the quarterback sneak by Nathan Bowen. And now he's got slot left, tight right, flanker right, in motion from left to right. Now out in the flat. No, actually in the little slot there. Quick pass and completion ahead for a 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Helton with the tackle there.
That was A.J. Holmes out of the backfield, slipping out from the backfield and catching it for a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1. Bulldogs come on a blitz. Helton chasing down, and they pick it off. Casamasino dropped into coverage. Right place, right time, and pulls it down. First turnover of the game goes in Bedford's favor. You could see him from his linebacker position, dropping, getting depth. Just undercut the receiver there and comes up with the pick.
Yeah, it might not have been the best throw there considering the receiver was triple teamed. Casamasino is just one of 3 Bulldogs standing between the ball and the receiver. So turnover by the Cardinals. They come up empty-handed. 8:55 to go here in the first quarter. No score.
Bulldogs have the ball on their own 38. Jack May in the pistol. Hands it off to Helton. He'll take it up the middle, now cuts it out to the right, breaks 2, 3, 4, 5, keeps the legs going, and gets past midfield into Cardinal territory as he was breaking tackles left and right and moves the chains on his first carry.
This has been trademark Helton this year. He's put some muscle on during the offseason. He's even harder to bring down than he was before.
Kept those legs churning, ran through a couple of defensive backfield tackles, and ahead for 18-yard gain on first down. May back to the line of scrimmage. Trips bunch to the right, stand up. End to the left is Suazo. Helton behind May. He'll take the handoff up the left side. Gets ahead for 2 yards before a host of Cardinals tacklers are there to bring him down after a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You know, one of the things that Helton does that makes him so hard to bring down is he's very shifty. He has great lateral movement, especially when he's in tight space right there. He was able to just sidestep a tackle. Could have been a loss right there. He did fight his way for a yard or two.
Shifty is sure at 220 on the roster. That's a big kid with such shiftiness, and that combination of strength, power, and agility is phenomenal. May now looking downfield, pulls it down. He's going to get sacked. 2nd and 1. He gets sacked for a 4-yard loss. Be 3rd and 13. Got to call that a coverage sack. May look to first receiver, second receiver. I think he had Helton out of the backfield to his right, but didn't opt for that third receiver, and now it's 3rd and 13.
Helton was wide open right there, and he could have just threw it out to the flat for a few yards, but tried to go downfield, waited too long, got brought down.
That pocket just collapsed around May, and he needed to eat it at that point, as those defensive linemen did a nice job to reward their defensive backfield. I didn't see who will get credited for the sack, but May had to eat it. He's got slot right, split left. 2 backs through the backfield. They get confused. May takes it down. He's sacked again. He's down in Bedford territory. There was definitely some confusion in the backfield as the backs to either side of Jack May went to opposite sides. So that confusion blew up the play early. The Bulldogs suffer the consequences, and now they're going to punt on 4th and 17 on their own 49-yard line. Brody Helton will be back for the punting duties. Dolan back to receive this punt. Helton kicks it out to his right towards Ryan Connolly. It bounces once, twice, now inside the 10, inside the 5. And they down it at the 1-yard line. Beautiful special teams play there by the Bulldogs as they bury the Cardinals back on their own 1.
Yeah, just another thing that Brody Helton does really well. He's really perfected that forward roll kick. He doesn't put a lot into it, but he gets it going end over end, and it just rolls its way down the field. And you saw what happened there. It went 20 yards and gave his team plenty of time to down it at the 1-yard line. So BG is up against their end zone right now.
It's Coach Nalen and his quarterback, Nathan Bowen, have their work cut out for him. 99 yards to go here. 6:14 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. The Cardinals take over for their second offensive possession. Their bone team is in. The Heavies motion left to right. They'll run it right up the middle, try to give themselves some breathing room, and do so successfully. A 5-yard run up the middle will make it 2nd and 5.
Up the middle, 5 yards to the play.
Yeah, this BG line is formidable, and they're able to do something that no one else has been able to do this year, and that's move the Bedford line. They've moved them a good 5 yards right there.
They keep the Heavy squad in. Under center is Bowen. Reverse pivot out. They run it up the middle, close to a first down. It looks like they will give them the yardage to move the sticks.
A.J. Holmes on the carry.
That's close.
And I'm not sure where he was brought down.
Near side officials placing it just inside the 11. And they're going to take a look at this. No, they're going to move him forward.
3rd down and short.
Ooh, maybe not. They call it 3rd and inches.
And put a dry ball on the field.
They're going to take a timeout and bring him in and measure. I believe he is going to have the first down. The tip of the ball is just at the 11-yard line. I think they're going to give it to him here. But they bring the chain gang in from the far side. They trot out there. We'll see the stretch. What do you think, Harry?
I think it's going to be short.
3rd down, and they are short. 3rd and inches. So we'll see what the Bulldogs can do here on this, I wouldn't say critical, but, you know, kind of an important early 3rd down play. Might see them need to defend against that similar play they saw earlier.
The brotherly shove coming in once more. But, you know, if they can't stop him here, I doubt that BG would go for it on 4th down. A little too risky. You know, it's a slippery field, or a wet field anyway. You never know.
Looking for early penetration from the lineman. 5-man front for the Bulldogs. The nose guard is covering the center.
And Curran is right behind the quarterback here. He's going to be the shove. A shover.
5-2, 5-3 defense. They have 8 men, 9 men in the box. Some motion left to right. Reverse pivot. And they get forward for the first down out to the 14-yard line as Bowen took it himself. First down Cardinals. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. And now they'll open up the playbook a little bit more as they squeak it out past the 10-yard line. Change the personnel. Spread out the offense a little bit. Bowen has two receivers out to his left. Tight end right with a flanker right. Takes a snap, looks left, back to the right-hand side. Quick pass out to the right is complete in the right flat. Tackled there quickly by Poltrinari is Alex Dolan on the reception. 4-yard gain, we'll call it 2nd and 6.
BG moving with some tempo here.
No huddle offense. Bowen takes the snap. Misdirection back to the left-hand side and ahead for maybe another 4 yards.
AJ Holmes on the carry.
Believe that was
third and 1.
5 yards on the play. 3rd down and 1.
Was that Dolan on the carry? Couldn't quite get the number there. But 3rd and 1 for the Cardinals. And the clock ticks under 4.5 in the first quarter. Bowen in the gun. Motion right to left is Nichols. He'll reset on the left end. Snap and a handoff. Off the left is faked. Bowen takes it out to the right-hand side. He has first down yardage past the 25 to the 27, maybe 28-yard line. Let's see where the spot. Either way, it's a first down for Bishop Guertin.
And Bowen
at the 28.
with some good sleight of hand there, really selling that fake. And he was all alone. He didn't have any. He had a lot of turf to run through after that fake.
4 receivers out to the left-hand side. Let's see if the Bulldogs defense shifts over there. Bowen takes a snap, looks left, now delivers out to that left-hand side, finding some daylight and making the catch, Sam Fayed. And he has first down yardage out past the 40 at the 41. First down Cardinals.
BG moving down the field, starting at their 1-yard line. They're at their own 41 now. 3:43 to go here in the first quarter, no score.
Slot left, slot right. A back in the backfield for Bowen. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Over the middle is open and caught through the middle and getting big yardage down into the Bedford territory is Alex Dolan on a quick slant. Good catch right in the middle of the field and ahead for big gainer down to the 32-yard line.
Bowen able to split. He found a seam in the zone coverage right there, and a great throw there by Bowen. Hit him in stride, and he's able to pick up big yardage into the Bedford territory at the 32-yard line. First and 10.
Back to heavy personnel for Bowen. Toss, looking for the sweep around the outside. And more good yardage for Holmes as he's ahead for 6, maybe 7 yards. Call it 2nd and 4.
I'm curious to see if Coach Matthews might call a timeout here, get his defenses settled down here, especially with the up-tempo that BG is employing. The scoreboard says each team has 1 timeout left. I think that's incorrect. I think Bedford has 2.
Snap taken. Bowen takes it off the right tackle. He's got some room ahead for a first down and tackled inside the 15 at about the 12.
That was Bennett Matthews with the tackle.
Good pop by Matthews to send Bowen backwards, but not before he's ahead for a first down. So Bishop Guertin driving. Again, as you mentioned, they started on their own 1-yard line. Now they're down to the Bedford 12. 1st and 10 from the 12. They open the formation back up. 3 receivers to the near side, the right for Bowen. 2 receivers slot left. Empty backfield. He takes a snap, looks to the right-hand side, delivers deep in the corner. Too far as he overthrows the intended receiver. I believe that was AJ Holmes back there. And it is incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 12.
And Holmes was open on that fade route. Bowen just overshot him by a couple of feet. Clock stops, 2:09 to go here in the first. 2nd down and 10 from the Bedford 12.
Little post corner there for Holmes, getting some space out there in between the defensive backfield. And now Bowen takes a snap again, looks right out in the flat. It looks like it's incomplete, and it is, as it was down at the feet of intended receiver Alex Dolan. Couldn't pull it off his shoestrings for the reception. It's 3rd and 10 at the 12.
And credit to Javon Georges there getting a hand in there. I think he might have pushed the ball out.
Georges, the senior defensive back. Bowen again, empty backfield. 4 receivers out to the right, 1 off to the left. Takes the snap, looks to the right-hand side,
Pressure.
Avoids one, gets through a tackle, and now throws almost another interception, but it's caught and complete.
Wow.
Down close to first down yardage. Not quite sure who that was. It could have been Dolan as it squeaked through. Casamassino again. It looked like he had it, but couldn't quite make the pick, and it does get through all the way to Dolan. It is 3rd and 1 inches.
Yeah, the Bedford defense got to be frustrated. They've had Bowen in their sights a couple times, and he was able to escape.
Excuse me, it is 4th down, and they're going to go for it here. Try to get the hard count. Bedford maintaining discipline, at least for now. They try the hard count again. They'll push right up the middle, and Bowen has the first down. He's close to that goal line, but they do rule him short. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, a 98-yard drive so far. And they will try to pay it off with some kind of points on the board. I'm guessing they're going to run the same play again. Bowen up the middle, quarterback sneak.
Feliciano's the pusher.
They do not run the same, but they hand it off this time to number 31, Jonah Feliciano. And it is a touchdown for the Cardinals. 99-yard impressive drive for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals ends in a touchdown for Feliciano. And the Bedford Bulldogs defense has to be exhausted.
And way to flip the script there, BG, after starting at their own 1-yard line. Masterful play calling, and not a little bit of frustration there on the part of Bedford. A couple of opportunities to catch them short. They were able to get away. So they got to tighten the tackling up here, or else it's going to be a long evening for them. Oh, high snap.
Can't get it down in time, so the extra point is fumbled around. They pick it up and can't make good on it, so extra point is not good. That was Bowen lining up for the PAT. Very high snap. The holder couldn't quite get it down, and the timing was all off. So PAT is no good. But the Cardinals will come out with a 6-0 lead at 1:25 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, the holder had to jump up and make that catch, bring the ball down, and by that time the play was shot. All they could do was try to run it in, and it was the kicker, Nathan Bowen, quarterback, also kicking the ball, unable to run it in.
So as we mentioned, a nice mix of pass and run on that 99-yard drive for the Cardinals. Bowen doing it with the arm, with the legs, finding his receivers, a couple of long balls. Dolan on a couple of. Holmes contributing throughout that drive. And we see the snap here on the replay, very high. Gabe Kourkoulakos tried to get up there and pull it back down as the holder, and he couldn't just get it down in time. The timing was way off. Bowen abandoned the kick. They call fire, fire, fire at that point, just trying to advance it and get some kind of points on the board. The Bulldogs tackling Bowen for no points. Bowen will kick it. He'll pooch it out to the right-hand side. It hits the ground, fielded by an up back. A little wiggle here and there, and taken and pushed forward by Bryson Durso. And they get it down out to the 34-yard line, where Jack May will bring the Bulldogs offense back out.
Well, one of the things that Coach Matthews has said in several interviews I've had with him is that he's a little concerned about how slow his team has started out. There was a little bit of a slow start against Nashua North that they weren't able to capitalize on and score because the defense shut the door. But against Thornton Academy, they got run down the field a couple times and fell behind 14-0. So this is not a situation that the Bulldogs aren't familiar with. They've been behind in games, or at least not playing up to their level before.
3 receivers to May's right, 1 to the left. Helton will take the handoff off the right side over the guard. He's ahead for 6 yards. It looked like that ball might have popped out, but no, the far side official is coming in and saying he was down before that ball popped out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Another official overruled.
We have some disagreeing officials on the field. The far side official who came in at the point of contact with the ground is emphatic that that ball was down. And so it will be 2nd and 4. The near side official pointed his hand out to the right, indicating that the Cardinals had recovered and it was a first down. But again, that far side linesman was emphatic that the ball was down at the 40-yard line. So
I don't think I've ever seen 2 officials basically have an argument on the field about who had the call right.
Either way, the Bulldogs escape. They dodge a bullet there. 2nd and 4 on their own 40. May with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Helton to his right. He'll take the snap and roll to his right-hand side, looking downfield. Smash route, finding his receiver and catching it is Matthews, I believe, into Cardinal territory at the 45. He'll be tackled inside the 45 at perhaps the 43, 42. First down for the Bulldogs.
One of the keys that Coach Matthews has been looking for is balance on offense and defense. He can't rely totally on Brody Helton. He wants to see some movement through the air, and he's getting that through his receivers, Peter Suazo and, of course, Bennett Matthews right there.
So big gainer for Matthews. They move the chains inside Bishop Guertin territory at the 42-yard line. Play comes in from the sideline. The Bulldogs snap the huddle. They might get one more play off as we tick inside 15 seconds in this first quarter. A back on either side of May. He takes the snap, fakes to Helton, quick pass out to Matthews. He's got some room, breaks one tackle, breaks another. He stumbles ahead inside the 25, and he has first down yardage again inside to the 22, maybe 23-yard line. We'll see where the spot is, but a little hitch route way out to the left-hand side. Might have even been behind the line of scrimmage, but Matthews does great breaking that first tackle and getting ahead for a big gain. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Bishop Guertin Cardinals ahead 6-0 after 1.
Next week on BCTV, it is Goffstown Rivalry Week. All week we've got contests between our next-door neighbors, the Goffstown Grizzlies. Starting out Monday with field hockey. That'll be on BCTV channels 8 and 1072 on Monday the 23rd, 5 p.m. Girls and boys soccer on Tuesday. Girls play at 5, boys at 7 p.m. That'll be on the same channels. Then volleyball on Wednesday, the 25th at 6:30. Once again, 8 and 1072 on your channels. And football against the Grizzlies on Friday. It'll be the Bedford home opener 4 weeks into the season on the 27th. 7 p.m. kickoff on BCTV. We'll also have that for you on Bedford 105.1.
You can imagine there will be a buzz at the high school football field as they come in and kick off their home opener, ready for a battle with the Goffstown Grizzlies. But we have some business to take care of first tonight. Bulldogs behind 6-0 as we start the second quarter. 12 minutes back on the board. Swap ends of the field. The Bulldogs go left to right now. They are threatening on the Cardinals' 23-yard line, left hash. May gets the offense back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers out to the right-hand side. 2 receivers to the left for now. Helton behind May in the pistol. The up back to the left. May ready for the snap, takes it, reverse pivot, hands to Helton. He goes off the left-hand side, avoids 2-3 tackles. He's got some room. He's down to the goal line and he's in. Touchdown, Brody Helton. 23 yards to pay dirt. As we see on the replay, stiff arm behind the line of scrimmage. Twinkle toes on that second one, and then he outruns the defensive backfield into the end zone and jaws a little bit after he gets in. 6-6 is your score on that 26-yard jaunt from Helton.
Yeah, arm tackles aren't going to bring Brody Helton down. He'll run right through him.
They line up for the extra point. Petrie on the kick, May on the hold. Snap is back. Kick is up. It looks good. It is good. And the Bulldogs, just like that, one play into the second quarter, have taken the lead, 7-6.
You got to love those kicks from Petrie. He's been perfect, almost perfect. Only one extra point that was blocked last week, but he's been perfect otherwise on 10 other attempts. And he's really developing some good power. He's, those balls are still sailing upwards when they go through the goalpost. So the Bulldogs have yet to try a field goal, but I'm real interested in seeing what kind of range Petrie has. He might be good from 40, maybe 45 yards.
We, as you mentioned, haven't seen those attempts quite yet. Bulldogs offense has been strong, and when they get into that kind of no man's land territory, they've had the courage in their offense to go for it on those fourth downs. Petrie lines it up, tees it up at the 40-yard line from our left-hand side. He'll kick it deep. Again, Dolan and Connolly back to receive. They are standing on their own 20-yard line. Hand is up in the air for Petrie. He starts his approach. Kick is a squibber up the middle. Fielded at the 19-yard line. Taken out to the left-hand side, seeing a little bit of daylight. Breaking a couple tackles and then getting popped at the 22-yard line. I believe that was Cam Santos bringing the pain, and he's excited.
Right here.
It comes back to the middle. Boom.
Boom.
And you see that shoulder pad snap back. That's a good hit right there. He let him know, and he let his teammates know. Good pop there by Santos. So the Cardinals take over on their own 32.
Let's see what the adjustments are on defense here.
Handoff up the middle. That is Holmes. He's ahead for a 1-yard gain.
Dragging Jake Sheff along for the ride.
It'll be interesting to see if this Bedford Bulldog defense can lock things down. The Cardinals have been successful moving the ball. Casamassino coming up with an interception on that first drive, but the Cardinals were moving it. And then, of course, that 99-yard touchdown drive at the end of, well, throughout the most of the first quarter there. That was the second offensive possession for the Cardinals. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 out to the left for Bowen. He takes the snap, looks out to his right side, delivers, and it's complete out to the 43-yard line. And he moves the chains on a 10-yard gain. I believe that was Dolan
when he made that catch.
Yep, Dolan on the reception. 10-yard gain. They go with the heavy personnel again. Bowen under center. Reverse pivot. A little toss for Holmes. Picks his way ahead. Out to the 50-yard line. 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 3. Holmes, the senior running back, has been churning up the yards here early on. Keep the same personnel in the wing T. Little toss from right to left, this time for Cole Reeves. I believe he has a first down. 4-yard gain for Reeves down to the Bulldogs 46.
First down.
So first down Cardinals. 10-13 and soon to be ticking once they reset the chains. Back in the tight formation, 2 tights. Little misdirection there, a reverse, and Holmes has some room. And a saving tackle there, this time by Poltrinari, as Holmes got into that defensive secondary. Little double toss here. 1, 2 on the replay. Excuse me, the second was a handoff with Holmes coming around from left to right. Bit of a reverse play, and the misdirection fooled the Bedford Bulldogs defense. Motion right to left. They fake the toss. Holmes will keep it up the middle, ahead for 1, maybe 2 yards. And I'm sorry, they didn't have that first down on that previous play, but now they do. They mark it at the Bedford 35-yard line, and it's a first down for the Cardinals. They spread things out again. 3 receivers out to the right for Bowen. Motion right to left. Tried the hard count, but they reset. Slot right, slot left. Bowen gets the call from the sideline, barks out the signals to his teammates. He's ready on 1st and 10, takes the snap, looks to his left, delivers, and it's complete. And breaking some tackles there, well done by Cole Reeves. Spins ahead close to that first down yardage. But I think they'll mark him outside of the 25-yard line, so he is just short. Second and probably only inches here.
And Peter Suazo running into his own player there. He's able to get up, but he looked like he felt that hit.
Back to the wing offense. Motion right to left. Holmes coming left to right. Popped close to the line of scrimmage, but he spins out of pressure and moves the sticks ahead as he's tackled at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals at the Bedford 23. 7-6 is your score. 8:24 left in the first half. Bulldogs lead here.
BG's doing a great job spinning out of those Bedford tackles. As soon as they feel contact, they turn and they're able to shake it.
Holmes doing the majority of those, with Bowen a couple on his own, running from quarterback position. Bowen, 2 tight set, 2 flankers to either side. Looks right, now back to his left, lofts one towards the end zone, picked off!
Suazo.
Fantastic catch by Peter Suazo. Interception in the end zone as he was over his shoulder and made an acrobatic catch on that. Decent ball from Bowen, but Suazo just made a fantastic play. Intended receiver Connolly can't get back to defend against Suazo, and the Bulldogs defense comes up huge again. Their 2nd interception of the game.
This could be the difference in the game, taking the ball away from BG, because they've been driving hard, but 2 times now they've been able to kill drives with turnovers.
So the ball will be marked out at the 20-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over.
7:53 to go in the half. 7-6, Bedford leads. The difference an extra point.
Jack May back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Back on either side, he'll give to Helton, who takes it to the right-hand side. Avoids 3 tackles already. Now squeaks through, and he's got some room. He's out to the 40, the 50, down into Bishop Guertin territory, down to the 20, the 10. He's running out of steam. He gets caught from behind, but he's into the end zone. Wow, he thought he had it in the bag, but crosses the goal line. It is a touchdown. But he got caught on the 2-yard line. He's lucky he had a firm grip on that ball.
He slowed down. And
he sure did.
He is lucky that he kept that ball cradled. Could have lost it at the goal line.
Ryan Connolly with the hustle play, swiped down at the ball, but couldn't quite pop it out. And it is a huge touchdown for Helton. That's first play from scrimmage.
80 yards.
80-yard touchdown, and I think Helton might have tweaked his knee there at the end as he's getting help off out the right side of the end zone. That was an awkward fall there at the end, and he's ginger on one of those knees.
That would be a big loss. You know, actually last week at Thornton Academy, he did leave the game with an injury. It might have been a knee that he was brought down funny on. But he came back into the game rather quickly, but he wasn't limping like he is now.
Yeah, that looked uncomfortable. You could see it as he got caught from behind, and he's looking down at his right ankle, right knee. We see the replay here. Phenomenal job, close to the line of scrimmage, squirted through 2 or 3 tacklers, then he's off to the races. And honestly, this wouldn't have been an issue if he finished this play all the way out. Connolly doing a phenomenal job trying to catch them all from behind. He ran out of gas at the 5, and yeah, he got his right ankle rolled up on. That could not feel good for Helton. Connolly almost making a play, but here the PAT looks good, and it is good. Petrie is good on the extra point, and the Bulldogs extend it to a 14-6 lead, but that is not without concern as Helton was limping to the sideline. Tough play as his right ankle looks to be of concern.
Well, let's cross our fingers and hope that he's okay. Like I said, he had a similar injury where he had to be helped off the field last week, and he was able to return just a few plays later. So he's somebody that the Bulldogs can't afford to lose here.
80-yard dazzling touchdown run, though, for Helton. And he puts the Bulldogs up 14-6 with 7:37 to go here in the first half. Petrie will tee it up again on the 40-yard line. Again, we don't want to speculate about the injury. Looks like Helton is on the bench there, probably getting some ice on that ankle. Didn't look comfy. See what the Bulldogs do to adapt, both on the offensive side and the defensive side. Of course, Helton playing linebacker for the Bulldogs this year. Last year I had the privilege of only playing on the offensive side. Petrie down the middle, caught at about the 18-yard line. This time it's Connolly. He takes it out to the left sideline, has a little bit of room. We get a flag down at the 33-yard line. It looks like it might come back for a hold on the return.
Ryan Connolly with return.
Forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line. The officials will talk it over, and we do get the hold indication on the return. So they'll march the Cardinals back into their own territory. Looks like it'll be probably around the 23 or 24-yard line.
Penalty is holding on the Cardinals.
So the Cardinals will take over their 4th offensive possession. 2 have ended in interceptions. 1 has ended in a Feliciano 1-yard touchdown run. Holding is the indication. It is back to
First down, Cardinals.
the Cardinals' 23-yard line. 7:30 to go here in the first half. And Bowen is in the gun. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 in motion right to left. He'll fake the handoff to that motion man, takes it off the right-hand side of the line. Looked about off tackle there. He gets swarmed under for a 2-yard gain out to the 25-yard line.
Jake Sheff leading the crew tackling
1 yard
on that play.
Second down now.
Sheff, the senior captain, anchoring that defensive line and doing a phenomenal job.
Second down now.
Had a great chase down from behind earlier in this game, and now that tackle there. Back to the wing T. Bowen under center. Toss to Holmes. Right to left, has a little bit of daylight out beyond the 30. Ball was loose. Again, it looked like he was down. Cardinals come up with it, so it's irrelevant, but it looked like he was down out past the 30-yard line. They'll mark him at the 32. It'll be 3rd and 1.
I think the ball came out before he hit the ground.
Either way, it's irrelevant as the Cardinals covered it. 3rd and 1. Bowen under center. Handoff right up the middle on the fullback dive. He's ahead for 3 yards out to the 35, and they move the chains. First down, Bishop Guertin at their own 35. They trail 14-6
First down.
with 6:20 to go in the first half. They change out the footballs for a dry one. Seems like the rain has slowed down, if not altogether stopped. Bowen looks to the left-hand side, to the sideline, gets the play call. 4 receivers to his left, takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback design draw. He'll run off the right-hand side ahead for 3 yards or so. He's chased down by James Tomulovic. They'll mark him down at the 38-yard line, 2nd and 7.
3 yards on the carry.
Clock ticks. We're inside 6 minutes here in the second quarter. 3 receivers out to the left-hand side, 2 to the right with this empty backfield. Bowen surveys things, looks at the defense, takes a snap, delivers to the left-hand side, too high for his receiver, who cannot pull it down, Sam Fayyad. The junior wide receiver just too tall. Pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Cardinals.
A rare 3rd and long here for BG.
Yeah, good observation. They've largely remained on schedule here, you know, getting 3 and 4 yard chunks on a consistent basis. Most of the 3rd downs they've faced have been shorter ones. They've been able to push ahead, go back to that wing T, do some misdirection, but here's their first 3rd and long situation. As it's 3rd and 7, they need to get out past the 45-yard line, and they take a timeout. They want to talk it over. 5:28 to go in the first half. 14-6 is your score. Bedford leads.
Becoming a high school sports official is an easy call. Officiating allows you to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of the game and also teach and enforce the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. Learn more about becoming a high school sports official at nhiaa.org.
So the Cardinals will look to have 4 receivers out to the left, empty backfield. 1 receiver split to the right. Bowen in the gun, takes the snap, looks left, delivers out to the left-hand side, has this receiver complete, and it's ahead for 1st down yardage into Bedford territory at the 45. It's Sam Fayyad. They move the chains.
Bowen's been really good at finding those receivers in the seam. Bedford playing a zone defense.
17-yard completion to Fayyad. And they're into Bedford territory, threatening again as we tick down to 5 minutes here in the first half. Back to the wing T. Bowen at double reverse play. Little toss and then handoff back to Holmes. He's swarmed under, and they'll take a loss on this one. 3 or 4 yard loss. We'll see where they spot it.
Connor Flaherty right there to make the tackle.
Nice job sniffing that one out. They got him on the first time, not on the second time. It's all the way back to the 49-yard line, so personnel will change. And Bowen has a back to either side of him in the gun. Slot right, split left. Motion man right to left out of the backfield. They'll hand it off to Holmes up the middle. Spins away from one tackler ahead for good yardage. About a 10-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and medium as they get down to the 39-yard line. So 3rd and 4 for the Cardinals. Nice job by Holmes there, spinning out of pressure and getting ahead for an 11-yard gain.
He's another tough one to tackle. Like I said, that spin move really works for him.
This drive started back on their own 23. Steady march down the field as we tick inside 4 minutes to go in the first half. Back to the wing T. 2 tights. Wing on either side. Back right behind Bowen. And now they run the reverse right to left. Good cutback there by the Cardinals as Dolan cut it up the field, and he's ahead for 1st down yardage close to the 30-yard line. And they move the chains. 1st down for the Cardinals.
Got to be frustrating for Bedford. They had 2 defenders in the right spot, but the cut inside left them, grasping at air. So they're sniffing out the plays. They're just not able to adjust to the cuts.
4 receivers this time for Bowen out to the left-hand side. 1 split out to the right. He's in the gun, empty backfield, takes the snap, looks to the right, he's out to that single side. It's complete for at least 5 yards, but a sure-handed tackle out in space by Dean Poltrinari. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
I did not believe myself. 6 yards on the play, 2nd down and 4.
So 2nd and 4, they'll give him 6 yards on that.
They're going to mark him at the 24-yard line. 2:47 to go, clock ticking away. Bedford leads 14-6.
Back to that wing offense. Motion right to left. Reverse pivot for Bowen. He takes it himself off the left guard. Close to the 20-yard line, man. He's close to that first down yardage again. They rule him just short. That double wing offense has done well for the Cardinals here, as they're moving the ball consistently on the ground. Third down here. They look to chase down from behind, but they can't quite do it. Spinning through some tackles. Well done there, and ahead for first down yardage. That's Hudson Schmidt. Strong carry. Excuse me, that's number 9, Cole Reeves. Looked like 5 for a second, but that's Reeves, the senior running back, off that right wing.
BG in the hurry up.
Back to the line of scrimmage. Reverse pivot around. Holmes gets the handoff. So it'll be 2nd and goal as he's tackled for a loss. It looks like it's back close to the 10-yard line, so a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 10.
3 yards lost on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Bedford trying to make some substitutions on defense quickly.
Back to the spread offense, and that's the reason. And now looks like the Bulldogs will take a timeout, as they were scrambling to get the right personnel onto the field. And this mix of the double wing and the spread offense is causing the Bedford defense some fits here. Timeout with 1:24 to go in the first half, and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals are threatening again as they have 2nd and goal from the 10.
You know, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to our website, wbnh.bedfordnh.org, or go to bedford1051.com. Both URLs work, and we'll bring you to the same place. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Just tell Alexa to play Bedford 105.1 if you have an Amazon device in your home.
What a slate of games that we have for this upcoming week. You've gone through it a couple different times, but rivalry week with Goffstown is field hockey, girls soccer, boys soccer, volleyball, and then football capping off the week. Should be a fun week for Bedford sports, as they have quite a slate.
Busy week for BCTV.
Owen back to the gun. Slot right, slot left. He takes a snap, looks out right, delivers, incomplete.
Off the hands.
Cole Reeves, intended receiver, but it was a bit behind him. He couldn't adjust his body back to make the catch. So it's 3rd and goal from the 10 for the Cardinals.
And there was a Bedford defender right behind, so if he hadn't gotten his hands on that ball, it could have went right to a Bedford player.
This drive again started back on the Bishop Guertin 23-yard line. Now threatening inside the red zone. 3rd and goal from the 10. Bowen in the gun. They shift. Tight end moves from left into the right wing. Takes the snap, rolls to the right. He's going to pull it down. Quarterback design sweep. And the Bulldogs are there. They'll get ahead for 4, maybe 5 yards, but it will be 4th and goal from, looks like about the 5. We'll see where they mark them. Maybe the 6, and it looks like the Cardinals might try a field goal here.
That was a big tackle, and not only did they stop him short of the end zone, but they also stopped the clock with the ball going out of bounds. So the Bulldogs will have a minute and change to try to do a double dip. Don't forget, they get the ball to start the second half.
22-yard field goal attempt here for Bowen. Snap is bad again. They can't handle it. Now the holder looks to the end zone, throws it up for grabs, and batted down in the end zone. Looked like, again, Javon Georges was able to bat it down. So no good on the field goal try, the 22-yarder, as Bowen doesn't even get a chance to get the kick off. It came back, skipped back to the holder, and that attempt was foiled. So a strong drive again comes up with no points, and the Bulldogs take over. Not sure why they're marking it at the 5-yard line.
Because that's where the play was.
Okay.
It's considered an incomplete
Gotcha.
pass. If
Absolutely.
he had caught the ball,
Absolutely.
if he had caught the ball, it would have been a touchback.
Gotcha. It was incomplete. Sometimes they mark those if it's a missed field goal at the point of attempt, but this was the line of scrimmage. So the Bulldogs will get possession on their own 5-yard line, and we'll have their work cut out for them.
We got 1:11, and I think they have one timeout still.
May takes the snap, looks to the right-hand side, slant in to Matthews, pass complete. He's ahead for 7, maybe 8 yards. And the clock will tick. A little surprised they went to the air there, as they're kind of backed up in their own end, own side of the field.
Well, getting some points here would really do them well going into the half.
Noticeably, Brody Helton is not on the field. Deep ball left side, looking for a receiver and caught there. Wow, great catch by Suazo out beyond midfield. 41 seconds on the clock. He's down at the Cardinals' 49-yard line.
Clock had stopped with the first down.
They try to reset the chains quickly. Not quite ready to do it, but the Bulldogs snap it and they're ready to go. Jack May has some time, surveys the field, is going to throw deep again, left side, this time for Matthews. It is deflected and incomplete. Matthews was down inside the 10-yard line, had 2 or 3 defenders around him. But
he had 3. It was a tricky throw to put it in between there. Although I think May was betting on Matthews' ability to high point the ball, but that wasn't a situation he was really able to do it. He was trying to catch up with the ball.
So 2nd and 10 from the Cardinals' 49. What an amazing catch. I didn't want to go back to that. Peter Suazo. We didn't get a chance to look at the replay as the Bulldogs were back to the line of scrimmage quickly, and they're ready to go. Amazing catch by Suazo, similar in nature to that athletic play on the interception. May now has some time, looks over the field, delivers it over the middle, and it's complete to Westcott. Westcott is tackled inbounds, first down yardage to the 36-yard line. They move the sticks and the clock stops for now.
23.8 to go.
And now it runs. May ready, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Surveys the field, has some time. He looks like he's going to get chased down and sacked from behind. A 1-yard loss, and taking a quick timeout. The Bulldogs stop the clock with 11 seconds left here in the first half.
It looked to me like May got pulled down by his helmet, by the back of his helmet. I know you can't pull down by the face mask, but the back of the helmet might be fair game.
That's usually considered illegal as well. Not considered a face mask, but hands to the face, some kind of penalty. They don't really let you grab people by the helmet. Either way, no flag is thrown. Ball is marked at the Cardinals' 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11. But more importantly, there are only 11 seconds left. So you might get 1 or 2 plays. I believe the Bulldogs are out of timeouts now.
This would be a 55-yard attempt if they tried to kick a field goal from here.
I would say that's probably outside of range for Petrie. Again, strong leg. I give him some props.
It'd be interesting to see it. It'd be interesting to see him try.
I think he would be well short. No offense to Petrie, but I'm not sure that's in the cards. 2nd and 11.
They're out of timeouts here, so they have to either go for the end zone or get a first down quickly and then spike the ball.
A spike, resetting the offense might be a challenge, so that might have to be first down yardage. They could try to get a quick out towards the sideline just to get a bit more yardage, but we'll see what they choose to do here. Slot left, slot right. May takes the snap. Flag is thrown. They were looking for that out there, completed it to Westcott. He was trotting to the sideline, but that play was called dead before it even started. We had a false start on the Bulldogs. So they'll march him back 5 yards. 2nd and 16 will be the play, but more importantly, 2 seconds. Actually, that should have been a dead ball. They should reset that clock back to 11 seconds. And maybe they will come to the sideline and give us the raise the clock. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and they do. They ask for the clock to be reset. That was a dead ball foul, so no time should have gone off the clock. They're going to reset it.
You got to put time back on the clock.
Looks like they're going to put 11.2 seconds back on the board.
There you go.
That's not right. They have a minute 13 on there. Just 11.2 is what they're looking for. As they'll look to reset that clock.
Of course, Bedford will take a minute and 13. Clock operator has yet to adjust it.
There it goes. We're ready to go. And
there we go.
We're set to start this 2nd and 16 on the 42-yard line for the Bulldogs. Again, 11.2 seconds left here in the first half. Looking for that quick out or a deep ball, trying to get to pay dirt. Again, noticeably, Brody Helton is not in. We do have Winston Hoon back there with May. May takes the snap, looks to the right-hand side, dumps it over the middle to Matthews. He's across the formation. He's got some yardage, ahead for a good gain, and he's out of bounds with 4 seconds left. They'll mark him at the 33-yard line. So he does get ahead for positive yardage, stops the clock, and now makes it at least a closer attempt.
51-yard field goal if they do it from here.
I'm going to say no. They're not going to attempt this. It was usually 7-yard snaps, so 50 on the dot, but either way, I believe that's outside of range for Petrie. Zach Petrie has a leg, but I'm not sure a 50-yard leg. Bulldogs offense trots back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to the left-hand side, 1 split right, and Hoon behind May in the backfield. He's in the pistol, calls it out, takes the snap. He looks left, has some time, now gets hit as he throws. Kind of a duck up there, and it's caught, but it's well short of the goal line. And that will go for a completion, but no points as time runs out in this first half. The Bulldogs defense was on the field quite a bit. Some productive drives for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, but unfortunately they come up short on a few. 2 interceptions, but 2 touchdowns by Helton. One of them a costly one as he went out with an ankle injury. The Bulldogs lead 14-6 at half. We'll join you on the other side for a second half action of Division I high school football action from Stello Stadium.
Bedford 105-1 at U2 in the Red Hill mining town. I'm Harry Kozlowski. We're still at halftime here, waiting for the return of the teams to the field. Bedford leads 14-6, and as promised, we have our pregame interview. We're going to play it for you right now with Coach Zach Matthews, and let's listen to what the coach has to say.
We're speaking with Coach Zach Matthews of the Bedford Bulldogs, coming off a strong win against Thornton Academy on Saturday. You know, it's a game that kind of a shame it doesn't count in your standings. It does count in Thornton's. I would call that a real character game. You fall behind early because of some mistakes, but you're able to right the ship later.
Yeah, I was really proud of how the kids specifically came out in the third quarter and really answered the call. And that's not to take the focus away from the big touchdown right before halftime either. But yeah, it's something that we try to work on, and we talk about being resilient. We talk about, just because something bad happens at the beginning of the game, we talk about just getting refocused and focusing on the job we have to do. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I am a little concerned with how we're starting games, and I think that's something we're really focusing on now, is trying to come out faster, because we have started slow in both of our games this year, and we're going to play some better teams where you can't spot them a 7-point lead or a 3-point lead, and so that's something that we're going to have to address as a team moving forward.
You did bring up that touchdown at the end of the half. You scored on 5 straight possessions after falling behind 14-0, but it was a bit of chaos there at the end of the first half. You got the ball back. I guess you had about 40 seconds to work with, 35 seconds, and you were able to score a touchdown with no time remaining, but there was a bit of chaos going on there, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's a situation that we work on, Harry. We do 2-minute drill during practice, and Jack has a certain number of play calls that he can choose from. So that was his play call there. Obviously, with the clock running and quickly getting to the ball, that was his play call there. And so definitely was some chaos. And in the end, we made a really, really great throw and a really great catch, on that play, and that was super important. I think the hard part with 2-minute drill situations is, as a coach, you have less control control over the situation. As football coaches, we're used to, calling plays and kind of, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And really in a 2-minute situation where the clock is rolling, our philosophy is, we give our quarterback, 4 or 5 plays he could choose from. And then it's on him to kind of develop the confidence and call those plays himself. And so we've had really good success with that over the years. Obviously, it was a big drive by Danny Black back in the championship game a couple of years ago, and that was the same situation. And so I thought Jack did a really nice job, keeping his composure there and making a play at the end of the half. When you can steal points right before halftime, I think that makes a huge difference, especially when you're getting the ball, and that was our situation there.
No, that was a gutsy call by Jack, because he could have spiked the ball with about a second left to give himself some time for a final play, but instead he decided to go to the end zone, and it all worked out. And that brings me to my next question about your receivers. Both Bennett Matthews, Peter Suazo, they are emerging as some of Jack's favorite targets. 12 receptions between the two, 185 yards. Talk about the process of building trust between a quarterback and his receivers.
Yeah, you mentioned the fact that they're building trust, and I think that's an important piece there. The passing game always comes along a little slower than the run game, and that's just the reality of it. Defense comes along first, then your offensive run game comes along second, and then I think your pass game is kind of the last thing that's going to hit on all cylinders. And so for us, we really believe the pass game is important to our success, and the past 2 years, obviously being lucky enough to win championships, I think our passing game has been a huge part of that. And because I think when you get to the postseason or when you play against really good teams, everybody has the ability to run the football and to stop the run. But what differentiates you from the other teams is your ability to make some plays in the passing game. And so we spend a lot of time working on that. Last week, I think our offensive balance was excellent. We had 513 yards of total offense. I think 237 of that was in the passing game, and the rest was rushing. And I think anytime you can make people be concerned with your passing game just as much as the running game, you become very difficult to defend.
And let's not ignore your defense. You adjusted very well to that Thornton Academy attack. You were able to limit their big players like Sunderland and Paradis in the second half. Talk about what goes into those in-game adjustments. What's the process on the sideline?
Yeah, I think it's getting the kids calmed down. It's us looking at how somebody's planning on attacking us, and then once we're able to figure out how somebody's attacking us, it's maybe moving somebody a shade this way or a shade that way, or moving somebody to the different side of the field, or focusing specifically on a different play. But I think that for us as a coaching staff, we've been lucky enough to be working together for 5 or 6 years here, and it's a process we're familiar with. Obviously, there was some frustration early in the game. We didn't feel like we were fitting some of the runs the way we needed to, but I was really happy with how the kids responded to the coaching and did what we asked of them. And really, other than the kick return for a touchdown in the second half, obviously they really didn't have a ton of success as far as moving the ball consistently or obviously finding the end zone.
Now you face BG Saturday back at Stella Stadium. They're coming off a win against Goffstown. They're 1-1. Talk about BG, but also talk about what it's been like living life on the road for 3 weeks. You haven't even had your home opener yet.
Yeah, I think I'll talk about the second portion of your question first. I think it's been a challenge for us. We didn't even have a home scrimmage. So it really feels like we've been on the road for 5 weeks, to be honest, because we were away for our first 2 scrimmages, and then you got these games. So I think we've definitely had the road warrior mentality. I know our student body here at the high school and our players are definitely very excited for us to come back home and obviously to pack Bulldog Stadium next week. But, when you talk about the BG matchup, I know it's a matchup. I don't want to call it a rivalry, but we play them in a lot of sports, and to be honest, their roster is filled with a lot of kids who live in Bedford, and so that's just the reality of Bedford High School and Bishop Guertin High School. Is there's a ton of kids on that roster who reside in Bedford, and our kids know a lot of their kids really, really well. And so when it comes down to it, we look forward to this game. We get excited about playing against them, and it gives us an opportunity to go out there and kind of showcase what we can do in the city of Nashua once again.
Well, Coach, good job so far, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. And just one thing I'd really like to say, I appreciate all the support from our community members. You mentioned that we're on the road a lot, and I know it's more difficult for people to kind of get to some of the games, but we've been really impressed with the community support that we've had on the road. So keep it coming on Saturday night.
Thanks for pointing that out. Actually, from the press box, I saw there was a really good showing of black and red on the visitor sideline in Saco. So hats off to Bulldog Nation for traveling.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky in that regard. We have a lot of people who care about what we do here, and we appreciate it. We certainly appreciate it a lot.
Coach Zach Matthews, the Bedford Bulldogs, talking about last week's game and what he was looking at in this game. And we are at the about the 2-minute mark before we get the third quarter going. And Corey Munstetiger, you got a scoring recap for us?
I sure do. Before I get to that, though, kudos again to that Bedford community. They've shown out nicely tonight as that far stands, about a quarter full, not absolutely overflowing, but a good job to travel and support the team on this rainy Saturday night. So kudos again to the Bedford community for showing out well on this travel game. Back at home on Friday, but before we get there, let's recap that first half. So the Bishop Guertin Cardinals started things off on their own 25-yard line. That first drive led to an interception by Noah Casamassino. Phenomenal job by Casamassino dropping from his linebacker position, getting under and coming up with the pick on Bedford's own 38-yard line. They drove down a little ways, but then needed to punt. That punt was downed at the 1-yard line for the Cardinals. They started on their own 1. It was a long field to march, and long field did they march. They sure did. They went 99 yards, ending on a 1-yard touchdown run at the 1-minute and 25-second mark in the first quarter. Feliciano poked it in. The PAT was no good after a high snap, so it stayed 6-0. The Bulldogs on the ensuing drive were able to march 66 yards of their own and ended with a 23-yard touchdown run by Helton. The PAT was good, leading the score to 7-6. The next drive for the Cardinals ended in another interception on a dazzling athletic play by Peter Suazo. He was in the corner of the end zone, and we're told that there will be some phenomenal footage of that play on WMUR tonight. So get that recording device ready. Great job by Suazo to come up with that one. The Bulldogs came out to their own 20. The next play, Helton ran for 80 yards and hit pay dirt, but concerning play at the end of that as Helton's ankle got rolled up and he exited the game at that point. So an 80-yard touchdown run. Petrie's PAT was good. 14-6 was the score at that point, but again, a concerning play as Helton went out of the game with an ankle injury. That's where the score stayed after a missed field goal and time ran out. So the missed field goal by the Cardinals, they attempted one from 22 yards, but again, a bad snap led to a fire call. They couldn't get anything out of it. The Bulldogs took over on their own 5 and were threatening at the end of the first half, but time ran out. Bowen kicks it, pooches it out to his left-hand side to start this third quarter. It goes out of bounds, and that'll be a flag. The Bulldogs will take over and start things off here in the third quarter.
And while you were giving that update or scoring recap, I was scanning the sideline to see if I could see a number 26 on the sideline. I did not. I don't know if Brody is with the team or if he's still in the locker room.
Either way, the Bulldogs will start things off on their own 35-yard line after that kick went out of bounds.
First down 10 for the Panthers. Correction, the Bulldogs at the 35.
Jack May back in the pistol. Looks like Noah Casamassino behind him. He'll throw a quick pass out to the left-hand side. He skips it to Matthews, so it will be incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 35. So Casamassino behind May here. We saw, I believe it was Winston Hunn in there for a little bit as Helton was sidelined. And we'll see how dynamic this offense can be without one of their most dynamic members of the offensive squad. May, Twins left, slot right, in the gun. They'll hand it off, this time to Westcott, going right to left, gets out beyond the left end, and he's ahead for 4 yards out to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs as we start this third quarter.
And I just spotted Brody Helton. He's wearing a red hoodie, and he is on crutches, walking toward the sideline. So it looks like Brody Helton is out for this game.
3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Tough loss of personnel right there as Helton is a do-it-all back, but May and the offense will have to take it to the Cardinals. May takes a shot as he delivers. Westcott is out for first down yardage as he gets it beyond the 45 to the 46. And the Bulldogs move the chains. First down.
Coach Matthews will have to rely on the passing attack to pick up the slack here.
Of course, they have other running backs they might still be able to rely on. Likely not the same dynamic approach. But again, we'll see what they can do. Casamassino is behind May this time. Trips bunch to the left-hand side. Casamassino will take it off the left-hand side. He gets ahead for 5, maybe 6 yards before his forward progress is stopped inside Guertin territory at the 48.
He will be marked down at 48. That's good for 5 yards. Second down and 5 to coming up. 10:32 to go here in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead 14-6.
So good choice, I'm sure, by the coaching staff and the training staff to keep Helton out. That did not look like a comfortable play. We won't keep going back to it, but it will change how the Bedford's offense approaches this. Here's Matthews on a reverse. He gets out to the right-hand side, has first down yardage, stiff arm, and then gets dragged down at the 36. Again, another first down for the Bulldogs inside Bishop Guertin territory. And a solid start to this drive. Started at their own 35, now close to the Bishop Guertin 35. They break the huddle, trot up to the line, 3 receivers out to May's left. Casamassino just to May's right in the backfield, 1 receiver to the right. May in the gun, takes the snap. Hands it to Casamassino left-hand side. He's got some room off the left-hand tackle. Gets dragged down. We might have a holding call out there on that left side. One of the wide receivers was in the area, and there might be a march backwards.
Well, Casamassino had his jersey torn. I thought that maybe that flag was going to be for a horse collar because they did grab the collar of the jersey, which tore away. But no, you're correct. It is a holding call, and the Bulldogs will march back here.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it will be out to the 44-yard line, I believe. That's where they spot it. So 1st and 18 for the Bulldogs on the Bishop Guertin's 44-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 out to the right. Casamassino to the right of May in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes to Casamassino, out quick to the left flat, Suazo on the reception. He gets ahead, breaks a few tackles, and now he breaks free out to the 20, 10, 5, down to the goal line. It is a touchdown, however, there is a flag back at the 33-yard line. We'll see what that is.
I think it's going to be on BG. It might have been a face mask.
And there's some things to sort out here. Did Suazo step out of bounds? They did not signal touchdown, which was a little surprising. He did break the plane. He may have been down just shy of the goal line. We didn't have the greatest angle up here in the box, but the officials are talking things over.
No,
there was a flag down.
It is a touchdown.
And now it seems like the Bedford Bulldogs are celebrating as the officials are talking things over, but we didn't see the touchdown signal from either of the officials that were down there by the goal line.
If you watch this replay, he was definitely, he did not go down.
Yeah, and
he crossed the goal line, so that's definitely a touchdown. The flag had to be on BG. They picked it up, or it was declined. Probably a face mask. I think that's what they. I think somebody grabbed Suazo's face mask on that run. And now they're lining up for the extra point here. They did not yet put the points on the scoreboard. It should read 20-6, Bedford. Let's see what happens here. Might get
very strange.
Official. Bit of confusion. The BG coach now wants an explanation what's going on.
So the flag, and we'll see on the replay here. Out to the left-hand side, Suazo. I don't see any foul there, but either way, he stays inbounds, breaks a couple of tackles.
Face mask.
Okay, so it's a face mask, and they get all the way to the goal line, but the official on the goal line signaled timeout. He didn't signal touchdown, so I think that was where some confusion stemmed. Either way, it was a face mask on the foul, waved off, Suazo in for a 44-yard touchdown, and the Bulldogs go up 20-6 for now with Petrie on the PAT. Snap is back, hold is down, the kick is up, it looks good. It is good, and Petrie 3 for 3, and it's 21-6. The Bulldogs ahead.
And how big is that touchdown drive coming off the loss of Helton? They came up with some different wrinkles in the offense. They were able to get down the field and make this a two-score game on this potent BG team.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize Suazo on that play. I mean, he broke 2 or 3 tackles right after catching the ball, stayed in bounds, kind of tiptoed along that far sideline, and jaunted off for a 44-yard touchdown. Let's see the replay again here. Breaks 1 tackle there, 2 tackles there, squirts through, gets a block from a downfield blocker. That's Westcott out there shielding his player, getting him to go, and then outruns the last defender. That's Ryan Connolly. Connolly makes the tackle, but not in time as Suazo breaks the plane. And it looks like they're going to enforce the face mask on the ensuing play as they're teeing the ball up on the Bishop Guertin 45-yard line. So it does get enforced, but not on that play. And Petrie will try to get a touchback here, I imagine, or maybe pin him deep with kind of a pooch-tight kick to pin Bishop Guertin back deep to start their following drive. What a play by Suazo. Petrie now, hand in the air, he's ready, makes his approach, kicks it deep. It is into the end zone where it will be a touchback. So Bishop Guertin will start their next drive deep in their own territory at the 20-yard line.
Well, the offense did their job. Now the defense has to step up. BG has been pretty effective on the ground today with their running backs and their the ability to spin out of those tackles. They've got to be able to wrap up these running backs and keep them from picking up extra yards.
Back to the spread offense. Bowen is ready to get things started. 2 receivers left. Now 3 receivers as he empties the backfield. Quick pass out to the left flat. Dancing around a couple of tacklers and getting ahead for positive yardage. Sam Fayyad. He's got 7, maybe 8 yards. And they mark it at the 28. So 8-yard gains, 2nd and 2.
And
for the Cardinals.
That could have been a no gain or a tackle for loss. Bedford was in good position to make that play, but Fayyad, very shifty, was able to make a cut to the inside and pick up those extra yards.
Shifty move, nice footwork. Gets good positive yardage. Back to the double wing. Bowen takes it, tosses it to Holmes, coming left to right around that right end, and he's out past the 30-yard line for another Bishop Guertin first down. He'll be down at the 31.
8:20 to go here in the third quarter. Bedford up 21-6.
They rotate personnel again here. Back to the spread offense. At 2nd and short, they wanted to make sure they had the first down, and first down they did attain. 3 receivers to the left, empty backfield for Bowen. 2 receivers out right. He's in the gun, takes a snap, looks left, now looks middle. Pass complete to Fayyad. He's out past the 40. He's got a first down, marked down at the 43-yard line.
Suazo on the coverage there, making the tackle.
7:56 and counting here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs ahead 21-6. Spectacular catch and run by Peter Suazo just moments ago, and now the Cardinals look to answer. Bowen motion back, 2 backs in the backfield. Now 1 motions out left to right. Screen pass to the left-hand side and getting ahead. Good play design and good play execution as Dolan gets ahead for first down yardage. About a 15-yard gain into Bedford territory on the 41-yard line. First down Cardinals.
And once again, some missed tackles on that play for the Bulldogs.
They mark him at the 42. And the Cardinals regroup, they huddle up. And again, this Bedford defense is reeling.
Got to tighten things up or come up with another turnover. They have 2 interceptions on the day.
Back to the double wing, Bowen under center. Misdirection, comes back right to left. Tackled down and forward progress stopped at the 40 after a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8. That was Cole Reeves on the carry, number 9.
And Brendan Krause was the tackler. And Reeves was able to get away a little bit, but luckily the official had blown the whistle dead, calling forward progress. Could have given him a few more yards there.
3 receivers out to the right, 1 split to the left for Bowen. Back into backfield to his left. Takes the snap from the gun, looks out to the right, delivers. Ooh, looked like getting there early was the Bulldog defense, but no flag. Intended receiver was Reeves, and it looked like Matthews got there either at the time the ball got to the receiver or just a touch early. Either way, no flag. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 8 for the Cardinals.
And that ball was bouncing around in the air just a little bit.
4 receivers out to the right side for Bowen. Takes the snap, looks right, feels some pressure, and now he's going to go down.
Krause.
The sack. Brennan Krause on the sack for a 5-yard loss.
Huge.
4th down and 13 for the Cardinals. Good coverage there by the defensive secondary for the Bulldogs that caused Bowen to pull the ball down.
Now this is the big 3rd down play we've needed all night. Forcing a punt here with BG on the Bedford 45-yard line. 4th and 13.
It is now 4th down and 13.
Bennett Matthews is the receiver, back around his own goal line.
16 yards back, 12 yards back, waiting for the snap and getting the punt off cleanly. Matthews takes it at the 3-yard line, looks to get a return, runs out to his left-hand side after pausing. He's out past the 15 and the 20, the 25, takes some contact near the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark him out, but a decent return as he gets close to the 30, if not beyond.
Picked up about 25 yards of return yardage right there, getting Bedford into a decent drive start here. Once again, stopping BG from scoring, keeping him to 6 points. And score 21-6 at 5:32 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
So they'll mark him out at the 33-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. May back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers out to his left and slot right. Taking the ball, handing it off. I believe that's Hun in the backfield. He's ahead, keeps some quick feet, and he's past the 40-yard line. Good yardage ahead for about a 7-yard gain, where it will be 2nd and 3.
Winston Hun has been Brody Helton's understudy this year, getting some spot duty in the first 2 games. He's going to see a lot more today.
He sure will. 2nd and 3. Back to the line of scrimmage. Tight bunch of trips to the right side. Stand up, split end to the left. Matthews in motion right to left. They hand it off up the middle and ahead for 1st down yardage. The Bulldogs will have a 1st down at the 47.
Eric Millis with the carry. First time we've called his name today.
Good quick feet for Millis, hitting the hole hard right in the middle of that offensive line. Saw some breathing room and moves the chains.
This is a great time to get some running game going here. Clock ticking, keep it going. Burn off some of this 3rd quarter here with the two-score lead, and maybe make it a 3-score lead.
4:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Same formation, trips bunch to the right-hand side. May back behind him. Matthews goes motion right to left. Little toss sweep. This is Hun. Picks his cut. Snaps it upfield and gets ahead for 6 yards or so. We'll call it 6. They mark him down
Winston Hun coming up gimpy.
Inside Cardinals territory at the 47-yard line.
2nd
Now he's down on the ground on the sidelines, so he got something twisted on that tackle. So another running back going down for the Bulldogs. Now Hun was showing some life there in this very important drive, filling in for Brody Helton, and now it's Millis that's subbing in for him.
So Millis behind May, same formation. They're going to hand it to Millis. He'll take it out to the right-hand side. He weaves in between tacklers, and he's ahead for first down yardage again. Great job by the Bulldogs offensive line, creating some holes here for the running backs. And they're keeping the ball on the ground, keeping the clock moving, and keeping the chains moving, more importantly. First down and 10 on the Cardinals' 39.
Next man up. Millis just comes in, rips off about 8 yards for that first down.
Same formation. Trips bunch to the right side of the line. May with Millis behind him. Stand up end. Flexed out to the left. May takes the snap. Hands it off to Millis. He goes left side. And we got a flag thrown in the backfield. We might have a holding call here.
It's a tough spot to get a flag. You're at the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. You get moved back 10 yards.
And that's going to be a spot foul, and that flag is at the 40 after being repositioned. It looks like they're going to call Connor Flaherty. He goes up to the official and say, come on, man. Hands on hips. What can I do there? So they'll back him up. It'll likely be spotted at midfield for a long 1st and 21.
Now they're going to put him at the 49.
At the 49.
It'll be 20. 1st and 20.
So the Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. They'll change up the formation this time. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Millis to May's right in the backfield. He's in the gun, takes the snap, looks right, now back to the left. It's a screen. They have their man. It's Suazo. He makes the completion. Catching ahead for good positive yardage. And it'll be down at the 36-yard line. And it will be 2nd and 7. So good positive yardage there, trying to get back on schedule.
Yep, 13-yard pickup there. Suazo with the inside bubble screen, weaving his way through the defense.
So that clock continues to tick down towards that 2-minute mark. 21-6 is your score. The Bulldogs ahead here in the 3rd quarter and driving. A sustained drive that started back on their own 33-yard line.
Even a field goal would make it a 3-score game.
Trips bunch to the left-hand side, and we're going to get a timeout, likely by the Bulldogs here. And it is by Coach Zach Matthews. Didn't like what he saw. Perhaps a defensive alignment, perhaps some miscommunication by the offense. Either way, they take a timeout. 1:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs lead 21-6.
BCTV is going to be busy all week with Goffstown Rivalry Week starting Monday at 5 o'clock. It's going to be Goffstown Bedford in Bedford. Field hockey, that starts at 5, channels 8 and 1072. Then a soccer doubleheader, girls at 5, boys at 7. Girls volleyball on Wednesday, and that's at 6:30. And then football Friday, the home opener. 4 weeks into the season, we finally get to play one at BHS Stadium against the Grizzlies. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. We should be on the air right around 6:45, and that game will be on 8 and 1072, as well as BCTV, WBNH 105.1.
If all goes smoothly, we will be on the air on time. Speaking of time, 1:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. 21-6, 2nd and 7 on the Cardinals' 36-yard line. They need to get down to that 29. 3 receivers out to the right-hand side for May. 1 split to the left. He takes the snap. He looks right. Now over the middle. Westcott makes the catch and then tackled nicely there. Tripped up, looked like by Jonah Feliciano. If he didn't get at least a hand on the shirt, Westcott was going to be running for well down the field.
Yeah, it was just enough to make Westcott lose his balance and force a 3rd down here. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Clock ticking, 1:35 to go. You know, is this a place? Is this a 2-down position here?
Yeah, I would say so. Again, that's beyond a 50-yard field goal where the ball is marked now at the 34. So yeah, I'm thinking this is 4-down territory. May trips bunch to the right. Matthews in motion right to left. They hand it off to Hun. He picks his way forward and close, and beyond that first down, it's marked inside the 28-yard line. They move the chains again.
And it's good to see Winston Hun back in the game. I guess they rubbed some dirt on that ankle and put him back in.
Man, if dirt would only heal that well, then Helton might be back out there. But good to see Hun back out there. Apparently that little tweak to one of his legs is not too serious. That's good to see. And it is 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 50 seconds and counting in this third quarter. A sustained drive here that started back on the 33. May takes the snap, looks right, now looks over the middle, delivers out to the left-hand side. Suazo on the catch and gets out of bounds. They keep the clock running. He's marked out at about the 20-yard line after an 8-yard catch. 2nd and 2.
And it was a good job by Suazo. He was bobbling that ball just as he got hit, able to secure it before he went out of bounds.
Suazo, a huge impact on this game, an interception early, a touchdown in the third quarter on a phenomenal catch, tackle-breaking run for 44 yards. That was the 3rd touchdown for the Bulldogs, and now a nice 8-yard out pattern to keep this drive alive for the Bulldogs. Trips bunch to the right-hand side for May. He takes the snap, pivots around, hands to Millis, I believe. He goes to the right-hand side, and he has 1st down yardage inside the 15.
Indeed it was Millis picking up the 1st. And the clock stops with 8.5 seconds. Not sure why. Oh, they're resetting the stick. So this is going to be it for the third quarter. Bedford with the 21-6 lead, and they're threatening to add to that score right now.
Really only 3 sustained possessions here. The Bulldogs started off on their own 35, marched down the field, and then Suazo had that amazing highlight reel play for a touchdown, 44-yard touchdown. And then the Cardinals had a sustained drive, but you know that started at their own 20 after the touchback by Petrie, but that led to a punt after gaining a lot of yards, chewing up the Bedford defense, but then finally getting stymied on a sack by Flaherty, I believe.
Yeah, that was the Flaherty sack that stalled that drive. And you know, if you're BG, you've got to be really frustrated because you're moving the ball really well. You're doing a lot of things right, and yet you're not putting the ball in the end zone. You had a couple of blown plays on field goals and extra points that cost you numbers on the scoreboard, and now you're behind by 15 points here with just a quarter to go to a Bedford team that is you just can't afford to fall behind with.
You sure cannot with this offense. Even missing Helton here in the second half, they have had good sustained drives. Chewing up the clock, 12 minutes back on that clock. We're ready to start the fourth quarter down to our left side as we switch sides of the field. Ball is marked just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll look to get more points on the board and extend this lead. May back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to his right, 1 to the left. Looks like that is Millis to his left in the backfield. He takes a snap. He hands off to Millis. Millis takes it to the right-hand side, cuts it up, gets some yards, breaks a tackle or two, and drags a tackle or two down inside the 10-yard line.
Nice
He's
pick
ahead.
Up there.
Yeah, sure, ahead for 6 or 7 yards. And now we have an injury timeout as a Bishop Guertin player is slow to get up right near the 10-yard line.
Try to get a number for you, but you know, both Millis and Hun have come in relief of Helton, have done a terrific job. Really not losing too much in the run game.
Looks like we might have a player cramping down there on the 10-yard line, so they'll tend to him. But yes, I agree. Both Millis and Hun have done an exceptional job. And honestly, a lot of that starts with the offensive line. They're firing off hard. They're opening up holes for these running backs to slice through. And that combined with some good vision and hard running, fleet footwork by these two running backs have led to a long drive, a clock-chewing drive by the Bulldogs. 11:43 as we're just into the fourth quarter. Again, the Bulldogs ahead 21-6, but they have possession inside the Cardinals' 10-yard line with a 2nd and 5-ish.
Do you happen to recall when they started this drive? Because it was started in the third. I think there was about 6 minutes to go.
It was a while ago, that's for sure.
So they have burned up a lot of clock. They burned up the rest of that third quarter. They're taking out the fourth here. Player is finally up. Good to see.
And trotting to the near sideline, I believe that was Miller Nichols. Yeah, number 6. I think he might have had a cramp, trying to work that out with some stretches and help from the trainer. Either way, he was able to trot to the sideline, so nothing too serious.
Well, clock is running once again. 11:39 to go in the game in regulation.
Running play.
And it looks like an offsides here.
Jumping a little early, defensive lineman there.
That's going to give Bedford the first down.
Looked like it might have been Adam Paveglio on that left side of the defensive line, number 29. So half the distance to the goal. It'll get him close to that first down. They're signaling first down. No, not quite. So it'll be 2nd and inches from just inside the 5-yard line for the Bulldogs, and the clock continues to run. 11:30. May trips bunch to the left. Stand up end to the right. Millis motions out of the backfield. May will hand it to Matthews on a little reverse end around. He's ahead for first down yardage inside the 5-yard line, marked down at about the 3, where the Bulldogs will have a 1st and goal.
Oh, we're going to the Bedford side now?
I wonder if there's a difference in the Maine State high school rules, because I saw last week they gave Bedford a 15-yard penalty that was called at the 20-yard line. I thought they were going to put it at the 10. They wanted moving it all the way to the 5, so they gave them a full 15 yards.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that should be a half the distance kind of situation. And on a personal foul, it's an automatic first down. But that's kind of surprising they would mark it at the 5. Yeah, and again, maybe they have different rule sets. May takes the snap, hands it to Millis. He goes up the middle, sees some daylight, and he's in. It is a touchdown by the Bulldogs. Millis up the middle, 3-yard touchdown run, and puts the Bulldogs up 27-6 for now, with the PAT to follow.
Great running by Millis, bouncing off tacklers, finding the hole, getting to pay dirt, and putting the Bulldogs up by 3 scores. 3 scores plus.
Millis kind of pokes his way around through, and again, phenomenal job up front by that offensive line, pushing the D back. Timing is off here. The kick is up. It still looks good, and it is good. Good job by May. Not a clean hold. Petrie had to stutter step there. Let's look at this replay. Snap came back, was a little outside. May had to do a little bit of acrobatics, put it back on the tee, and honestly, as a former kicker, I know how hard that is when your timing gets messed up. Petrie did a phenomenal job to still get that up with enough strength to get it through the uprights.
Yeah, that's all leg strength when you're off time like that. You're just standing there and swinging the leg like a golf club, hoping you have enough on the ball.
So the PAT is good. 28-6 is your score. 10:40 to go in this game, and the Bulldogs ahead by 22.
Some of the locals are heading for the exits.
Cheer squad still going strong down to our right on the near sideline.
And this night turned into a pretty good one. Kind of on the cool side, but at least the rain went away.
At least for us in the press box it did. We still see some umbrellas up. Petrie squibs it down the left-hand side, scooped up at about the 25, and then swarmed pretty close to where he picked it up is the Bishop Guertin Cardinals number 17, Alex Dolan.
And Camden Santos, along with Freddie Maynard, I think it was, 61.
So starting this drive on their own 28 are the Cardinals, and they have some work to do. Bowen, 4 receivers to his left, 1 split right, empty backfield. Looks left right away, delivers outside, pass blocked and tipped away by Bennett Matthews.
I'm not sure if our listeners know, but Bennett Matthews has committed to Duke for lacrosse.
Solid lacrosse player, getting some attention at the national level, so kudos to Matthews for that.
Yeah, Duke is obviously one of the leading programs in the nation.
Sure is. 2nd and 10 here. Back to the double wing for Bowen. Bowen takes the snap, pivots out, hands it, quick little toss. I believe that's Holmes. He gets stopped for a short gain. Cardinals can't afford too many of those plays, probably trying to keep the defense off of a specific rhythm, switching it up. They're going to need to break something here, though. As we tick down to 10 minutes, they change up personnel. They'll spread it back out on this 3rd down and 8. Ball's marked at their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Back in the backfield to the right of Bowen. He'll take the snap, roll right, delivers out to the right side. It is incomplete, out of bounds. Intended receiver can't make the catch. That was Alex Dolan. He probably would have been out of bounds anyway. Excuse me, I think that was Drew Redfern. No, I'm sorry, it was 17. That was Dolan. So it is 4th down and 8 on their own 30. Punt team comes in and
Bowen.
do it all. Bowen kicks, plays quarterback, and now he's going to punt, as he has all evening. Punt is away. It'll bounce at the Bedford 34-yard line. Taken by Matthews. He breaks 2 tackles. He gets out to the right-hand side.
Edge.
1 to beat. Bowen trips him up a bit. He stumbles forward for more yardage into Bishop Guertin territory and down at the 42.
Great return there by Bennett Matthews. About a 32, 33-yard return.
Nice run back, sets the Bulldog offense up in Cardinal territory. Shorter field than they'd had all night. Best starting field position of the evening. So May has 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like Hun to his left in the backfield, motion right to left. They'll hand it out to the left-hand side, getting around the edge. That's number 25, Patrick Duloc. First time we've seen Duloc in there. Gets ahead for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. All marked at the 37. Personnel changes. Duloc trots off to the side. May into the huddle, calls out the play. This Bishop Guertin defense has to be getting tired. They've played quite a bit. 2 punts for the Cardinals offense here, and sustained drives by the Bulldogs offense have to be wearing this Cardinal defense down. Hands on hips, gasping for air. May, motion left to right out of the backfield, fakes the handoff. Down the middle, he's got his man. Good catch. It's in for a touchdown. That's number 16, Landon Elsmore. Slant over the middle. Great catch from his outside right position on that split end side from the right. And he splits those safeties, and he's in for 6.
Fabulous throw there by May, adding yet another touchdown, 34-6. Extra point on the way.
Snap is back. The kick is up. It looks good. It is good. The Bulldogs go up 35-6 here in the fourth quarter. Nice catch and throw. We'll give him a 37-yard touchdown as May looked for his man, found his man. Ellsmore did the rest, catching it and running the rest of the way. And a great night as it's turning out here for the Bulldogs offense. 35 points on the board. They've matched their previous two outputs of the season with 8:27 left to go in this game.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. They've scored 35 in every single game. And there's still time. There's still 8.5 minutes. They could add something here.
Well, the Cardinals offense is going to need to muster something. They got their work cut out for them. 29-point difference here. Likely going to need to stay in that spread offense for most of the remainder of the game. And they're going to need some quick strikes. They're going to need to test the defensive backfield and see what kind of large chunk plays they can make.
Well, what was interesting is they needed that on the last possession. They really seemed to take their time.
Squibber down, fielded at the 15. Dolan picks it up, dodges a few tacklers, gets out to close to the 30-yard line, and just beyond it, looks like it'll be at the 30 or 31.
Braden Calkins, one of the tacklers there on a special teams crew. 8:18 now remaining in regulation. 35-6 Bedford leads. Don't forget, we'll have our home opener Friday night against the Goffstown Grizzlies. We'll have that for you at 7 o'clock here on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
Bowen, low snap, hands it off. Left side of the line. I believe that's Holmes on the carry. So A.J. Holmes ahead for 5 or so yards. 2nd and 5. The Bulldogs defense is going to be happy with this. If they keep it on the ground, give up 5, 4, 3 yards at a time, not that big of a deal as that time is ticking away. The clock is the enemy for the Cardinals at this point. Bowen, spread offense, 2 right, 2 left. Now we'll put it in the air. Catch made at the 40-yard line, tackled quickly by Poltrinari. And Tomolovich coming in from his linebacker position, so it'll be 3rd and short after that completion. Ball marked at the 40. 3rd and 1. Back to that double wing. Take the snap, hand it off right up the middle, and that pile moves forward. It's still moving forward, and they finally stop forward progress out at the 47-yard line. They'll stop the clock briefly, move the chains, and it's a 1st down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was a rugby scrum.
Sure did look very similar to that as that offensive line was powering forward, moving the D-line back.
You are listening to WBNH LP Bedford 105.1.
And watching on BCTV, channel is 8 and 1072. 6:45 and counting here at Stello Stadium. The Bulldogs are ahead 35-6 late in this game. Cardinals back in that double wing. Little toss. They try to get right to left. Bouncing off a few tacklers was Cole Reeves. Looked like he might be stopped close to the line of scrimmage. Bounced it out another time and finally wrapped up after a couple of yard gain right at midfield. Westcott. Sorry, that was Westcott, as you mentioned, on the tackle. They bounce back into their spread offense. Bowen looks to the sideline. Tries to get the call, reshuffles his receivers. 3 are to his right, 1 to the left. Holmes in the backfield to the right of Bowen. Bowen in the gun. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks downfield, delivers off his receiver, can't make the catch. That's Cole Reeves, again a little behind him. got his hand back and deflected it, but that sometimes leads to bad things depending on where that ball goes. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 7.
That ball just bounced through the hands of Landon Elsmore. Didn't have enough time to react to that bounce. Could have been another pick. They've had 2 today.
Bulldogs in somewhat of a nickel formation as Elsmore comes in. Matthews comes in to play or bumps up a line. He's in a linebacker type position, that 3rd linebacker. Double wing. Bowen under center. Takes the snap. Pivots out. Holmes coming around from that left wing position. Off tackle to the right. Ahead for about 5 yards. Call it. It'll be 4th and 2.
Holmes' ability to spin out of tackles always gains another 4, 5, 6 yards.
He's a tough guy to bring down. Personnel changes, they'll spread things out. Two receivers right, 2 receivers left. Back in the backfield to the right of Bowen, takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, pass over the middle, complete. That's Alex Dolan. He has first down yardage inside the 40. Marked down at the 38-yard line. First down Cardinals. We're down to the 5-minute mark. The Bulldogs lead 35-6. Clock is ticking. This drive started on the 31-yard line for the Cardinals. Again, getting chunks at a time. That's what they've done all night. They've made chunks at a time. 2 interceptions in the first half, though. Snuffed out some drives for the Cardinals, and then they've been able to do nothing but punt here in the 3rd quarter. Getting a little bit of room here is Sam Fayyad. He's ahead for a 7-yard gain, marked at the 31. 2nd and 3. For the Cardinals, they stay in that double wing. Bowen under center, motion left to right, pivoting out, keeping it on his own is Bowen. He goes to the right side, but he's tackled for no gain. Well, maybe they'll give him 1 yard. He's down to the 30, so we'll call it 3rd and 2.
Score from last night, Goffstown gets their first win at Merrimack, 20-19, a squeaker. They come away with their first win of the year.
3rd and 2 for the Cardinals, 3:45 and ticking. Bulldogs ahead 35-6 here late in the 4th. Bowen sends a man in motion, gives it to the fullback up the middle. He's close to that first down marker. Might be just a touch short. We'll see where the spot is. Either way, the offense will stay on the field as the Cardinals look to at least try to get a couple more points on the board before this one runs out. It's like 4th and inches, as that's pretty close to that 38-yard line.
Keene was able to improve to 2-1 with a 23-20 win over Nashua North in Keene.
Likely a quarterback sneak here. Man goes in motion left to right. Bowen keeps it, pushes up the middle. He's got first down yardage. Almost breaks free, actually. But they keep him tied up and tackle him at the 25. First down, Bishop Guertin at the 25.
Nashua South defeating Lowell last night, 36-13. They are 3-0, 2-0 officially in NHIA standings, but 3-0. Including that game against the out-of-state opponent.
Double wing, left to right, little toss to Holmes. He picks his way through, and now he's breaking free. He's down to the 10, down to the 5, gets in for the score. 25-yard touchdown run by A.J. Holmes. Look here, he breaks free. We see that replay come back, and the Bulldogs thought they had him wrapped up, but Holmes somehow finds some daylight out to that right side. And a nice late touchdown here by Holmes, getting more points on the board for the Cardinals. Bowen will try the PAT. Gabe Kourkalakos will be the holder. They've had some trouble with this snapper-holder exchange. It's back. Kick is up. It looks good. It is good. 35-13 is your score as A.J. Holmes breaks free for a 25-yard touchdown with 2:32 to go in this game.
Other scores around Division I, Salem blowing out Dover 63-13 last night. Dover falls to 0-3. Exeter, this is a team that looks like it's going to be, we may be meeting in the playoffs. They go 3-0, defeating Portsmouth Oyster River 40-7. Memorial having a good year. They took down Spalding 21-14 earlier today. They're 2-1. Timberlane losing to Alvern 48-20. And Winnicott, they're 3-0 with a 21-13 win over Manchester Central.
35-13 is your score here from Stello Stadium. The Bulldogs up on Bishop Guertin. 2:32 to go in this game. Bowen ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line. He makes his approach, pooches it out to the right-hand side. Matthews comes up, takes it at the 32, squeaks through a couple of tacklers, and now he's into Bishop Guertin territory and will step out of bounds at about the 35. Great starting field position for these Bulldogs, who are probably going to look to just run out this clock.
In other scores, Londonderry defeats Concord 35-7. The Crimson Tide fall to 2-1. Pinkerton undefeated, 24-8 win over Wyndham earlier today. .226 remaining. Bulldogs go back to the line of scrimmage. I'm guessing this will be a handoff to Hun. Two receivers out to the right, two to the left. Hun to the right of May in the backfield. In motion is Westcott. He'll get the ball, but they do keep it on the ground. He strings it out to the right side. Curves back in from that far sideline. Does well to keep it inbounds and keep the clock running. Yeah, definitely tries to keep the clock running. Does not go out of bounds. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. No 2-minute timeout, no 2-minute warning here in high school football, so the clock will keep running.
He's ahead for 8 yards. Nice carry there for Westcott, as he was able to get the right edge. And again, nice awareness here late in the clock, late in the game, trying to keep that in bounds. May. Hun behind him, takes the snap, hands it off. Hun off to the right-hand side, dodges a tackler right in the hole and gets ahead for a first down inside the 25-yard line. 1:32 and counting. Markham just inside that 25. So unless something absolutely preposterous happens, the Bulldogs will take a 3-game home start to their, three-game road start to their season. They'll bring it back home and face the Grizzlies on Friday night.
They'll come home undefeated, 3-0.
Strong start to the season for Coach Matthews and the Bulldogs, as they look to go deep into the playoffs again. Hun goes off left tackle. He'll be tackled for maybe a 2-yard gain.
Want to thank
21.
Want to thank the crew from Nashua TV, Pete Johnson and company. They always take good care of us here at Stello Stadium. In fact, the video you're watching, that is the Nashua camera that we're borrowing their signal off of. So we appreciate their support when we come here to Stellos.
Just borrowing it. We'll give it back when the game's over. Bill Jennings, Grand Poobah in the studio or up in the press box with us.
Coming out.
Appreciate him helping out, getting everything set up. Wow, they're going to go to the end zone. Incomplete pass, as they were looking for a deep one there. A little bit of a surprising play call with 25 seconds to go here in this game. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Trying to get one to Poltroneri there. Andrew Fenn, Dale Bird back in the control room at Master Control of BCTV.
25 to go here. 35-13 looks to be the final, but we'll see what happens on this play. And again, after a somewhat back and forth first half, the Bulldogs are going to come away with victory. The Cardinals scored first, but then after a response, a 23-yard touchdown run by Helton, the Bulldogs have not trailed since. They kicked the PAT. Millis will run it forward. Now we're going to get a flag, so that will not be the last play of the game. 16 seconds remain as the clock will stop on that flag. So they'll sort things out, likely a holding call on the offense, and it is. They'll back them up 10 yards, and we'll extend the game by at least another play.
Penalty is holding against the Bulldogs.
Again, scoring, Feliciano kicked things off with a 1-yard touchdown run for the Cardinals. That put them ahead 6-0. The PAT was no good on the high snap. Helton then had a 23-yard run and then an 80-yard run, which unfortunately was injured at the end of that run. But that put the Bulldogs up 14-6. No more scoring in the first half. Suazo had a great catch and run in the third quarter to put the Bulldogs up 21-6. And the time will run out here, and the Bulldogs will win 35-13. Millis had another touchdown for the Bulldogs, 28-6 at that point, and then Elsmore, a slant up the middle, put the Bulldogs ahead 35-6. A 25-yard touchdown run by A.J. Holmes for the Cardinals brought them back to within 22 points, and that's where it's going to end. So the Bulldogs victorious here at Stello Stadium for the second time this season in only 3 games. Of course, they won their first game down here against Nashua North to start the season. And they will head back home to face the Goffstown Grizzlies on Friday. We'll bring you that coverage here on BCTV and WBNH on Friday evening. We hope you rejoin us. For Harry Kozlowski, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. Have a great night.